My fellow MGTOW brothers, thank you for tuning in and welcome again to yet another edition of the RPG channel, the Red Bull Galaxy. So, gentlemen, firstly, I want to thank you all from Sochi, Krasnodarsky Krai, Russian Federation. I'm doing a video this time today on why you should not help her. Okay, so I'm not not trying to come across as an ungrateful or an unhelpful little prick, but when you take the red pill, you start realizing that you've been screwed all this time, and all these years you've been screwed, you've been used, and it's not going to happen anymore. So to those of you that's never watched The Matrix, to those of you that's kind of new to the concept of the red pill and the blue pill, there's a scene in the movie where Neo, who's the lead character, is offered a choice between a red pill and a blue pill by one of the main characters, Morpheus, and he says to Neo, if you take the blue pill, you'll pretty much continue believing what you want to believe, and you live your rest of your life that way, believing the BS you want to believe, that society tells you to believe. And if you take the red pill, you'll see the truth for what it is. You'll see how deep the rabbit hole really goes. And one of the unfortunate truths that I had experienced in both the blue pill as well as the red pill community is how bloody vindictive and how absolutely manipulative women are when it comes to helping them. So to those of you that don't know what the term plausible deniability means, it's basically a way out of any situation whereby you can claim ignorance, that you didn't know something, or you didn't know what something was, or you didn't really intend things to be a certain way, but you need to create a valid excuse. Okay, for example, when a woman comes to your place and she dresses in a short skirt and low cut cleavage top, etc., with high heels, and even if you had consensual sex, what happens afterwards is, if for any reason she decides that she didn't like the sex, or she didn't like you, or she tried to get money out of you and you wouldn't give it to her, or a friend said something bad about you and now she kind of had two thoughts about it, she can then say that her wearing a short skirt or her wearing a low-cut top did not mean anything. It did not absolve you of any crime, that it was a rape, etc. So she's creating plausible deniability in that the only reason that she was wearing what she was wearing was because she went out to a club to be with her friends, and she only came to your place to have a drink and nothing more, and that everything else that happened afterwards was taken by force. So that's one way of creating plausible deniability. Okay, and this is why I say to you men out there, try not to help them so much, because anything you do, anything you say, especially when you're trying to help a woman, can and will be used against you in a court of law. But this is not only in a court of law, this can also happen in the workplace, where if you tried to help someone, so you've got this really pretty female working with you in any kind of work environment. It doesn't have to be in a corporate setting, it could also be in a small company where there's just 4 or 5 people. Maybe she needs help with you lifting some stuff for her, or you need to, well, not that you need to, but she asked you to help her go pick something up, and it was just the two of you in an enclosed space. She can use the shit against you, man. Don't help her. You always gotta ask yourself, if this was another man, would you do this for him? And if the answer is no, don't do it. So we spoke about false rape allegations where women, they clearly were dressed a certain way, came to your place knowing that they wanted to have sex with you, and then changed their mind afterwards for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't like the sex, maybe they decided afterwards they didn't like you, or maybe they tried to extort money from you, or tried to get special favors from you. They didn't get it. Now they're trying to be vindictive and use it against you by using some kind of plausible deniability that, oh, the only reason they dressed this way was because they wanted to go to a nightclub, they wanted to look good for their friends and improve their self-esteem. It had nothing to do with attracting you. And just to recap the second example I made, in the workplace, they can claim that you harass them, they can make you lose your job, and they will stay on while you may find it very hard to find something else. And then let's talk about a third example. Okay, so we discussed about false allegations, we've discussed the workplace, but let's talk about social settings. Okay, let's not talk about the law, let's not talk about getting fired, let's talk about these women that ask you to take a selfie for them. So you see a group of 5 or 6 chicks, they pretty hot, they're 8s, 9s or 10s out of 10, and they ask you, oh please, would you take this photograph for us? And you say, yeah, cool, let me take this picture for you. And they smile and they pose for the photograph, you take a few shots, they put it on Instagram, and the minute you walk away, they act as if you never existed. They act as if you helping them for that selfie meant absolutely nothing, and they look through you as if you're this big pane of glass, like you don't even matter. The minute they take from you what they need, they ask you to take the selfie, that is it. Or they ask if they can cut in line, or sometimes many times they don't even ask if they can cut in line, they just stand in front of you at the supermarket, because you are too blue-pilled, you're trying to be too much of a gentleman, you just let them walk past, and you allowing this kind of feministic behavior that is highly toxic. Because would you allow another man to cut in line in front of you at the supermarket? You won't. You'll say, hey dude, back of the line dude, like everyone else. But yet a lot of men allow this kind of behavior because it's a pretty woman, and they get absolutely jacked out of it. Seriously. So never help these women, take selfies, picking them up, doing shit for them, and never allow bad behavior of women to cut in line no matter where they are, or taking your parking spots, or etc. This kind of behavior is not on. What are the examples can I think of? So taking you all back to my blue-pilled beta days, this was before I found MGTOW philosophy. I remember there was this couch surfing website that I used to belong to, and I still do. So I used to get a lot of requests from a lot of German girls and girls from the United States specifically, sending me couch surfing requests to come and stay with me. So for those of you that don't know, couch surfing is a hospitality site whereby you can host people from overseas at your place free of charge. So there's no exchange of money, they don't pay you, but it's more meant to be a means of cultural interchange. So anyone, male or female, can send what is called a couch request to come and stay with you for free, and in exchange they can, you know, contribute towards helping around the house, or you can just enjoy each other's company, go out and do things together, and you can then write a positive reference for them on their couch surfing social media profile. So what used to happen, and I no longer do this because I've learned my lesson, but back in my blue pilled beta days, I used to pick out only the beautiful girls to come stay with me. And because I used to be a thirsty blue pilled beta cuck in my younger days, I would fucking go as far as going to the airport, and mind you, the airport wasn't nearby. To give you an idea, it would have cost them in today's money anything from 50 to 100 US dollars by private taxi to make the journey from the airport to my place, and I would actually go there at my own financial expense. I would either put in petrol into my car, or if I didn't have a car, I would take a bus, a half an hour to an hour ride to the airport. I would pick them up, bring them to my place, and then you know, go out with them to different places around the city to show them around, and I would pay for this and not get laid. And then what would happen is that a lot of times these girls would meet up with Chads and Tyrones whilst they're staying with me, have sex with them at their place, and then use me for free accommodation. Now guys, do not do this, okay? Don't lower your self-worth, don't lower your belief in yourself, and don't allow these bitches to use you for resources, okay? If you're not getting something out of it, and a lot of times these women, they know exactly what they're doing. They know you want to get laid, they know you want pussy, they know that you're a thirsty beta male, so they will take as much from you as they can without giving anything back. And coming back to that term I spoke of earlier, plausible deniability, they will say, oh, but I never asked you to do this and that for me, I never expected you, but you just offered, which in a way is kind of true, but they knew what you were hoping for and they never gave it to you. So stop helping women. Always ask yourself, would you do this for a man if a male friend asked you to do it? If the answer is no, don't do it. I still have maybe one or two good female friends, and I know I'm not going to get laid with them. I know that I'm not expecting sex from them, and every now and again, you know, I do enjoy speaking to them, and I always ask myself, if one of my best male friends was with me, would I go have a drink with him? Would I pay for his cup of coffee or a drink? And if the answer is yes, you know, I would pay if it was a guy going with me and I just wanted to enjoy his friendship and his company. Yeah, you know, in that case, I wouldn't mind paying for a drink, or if the bill is not too much, and if I know that you know, I'm not looking for sexual attention, I just want some company, in that case it's fine. But even then, try to keep it small. Just you know, keep taking the red pill, focus on yourself. And guys, you'll notice I put a link in the description. So for those of you that are trying to be on your purpose, that want to learn how to live the free agent lifestyle, if you want to learn how to make money online and how to turn your hobby into an online money making opportunity so that it gives you the freedom to travel the world and earn an income, click on the link below. There's a link to the cause, and drop a comment, like the video, subscribe, and get your friends to check out this channel as well. Thanks for now from RPG. This is the Red Bull Galaxy. I wish you all a nice day, and much love and greetings from Sochi, Krasnodar Krai, Russian Federation.